Hey everyone, Stu from Touch Loops, back with another video. Today we're going to be breaking down a much requested pack demo for our Astral Interludes pack. So this is how the demo starts. And then it repeats. So, pretty cool. I have a long vinyl crackle recording. I've EQ'd a lot of the sort of harsh frequencies off the top and made sure there's nothing. Like, there's quite a lot of boom down there, so we're just getting rid of that. I mean, you can see that it's kind of looping as well, so I would have just chopped it and comped it together, and that runs throughout the demo. And then we've got this EBow. So we're straight into something that is really present in this pack and on this demo, which is how much of it I did out the box live. This is an EBow recording. With packs like this, where a lot of the recording is done outside of the computer, definitely EQ'd it. It sounds like it has a little bit of bite to it, so I might have run it through a distortion pedal, maybe a little bit of chorus. But you can also hear that it's polyphonic, so I would have recorded multiple takes and comped them together. But the EBow is amazing. You rest it on a guitar and you choose the note you want, and then you just sort of hold the device over the string, and it has these two little grooves so that you can sort of leave it there, and it just generates like a magnetic field which affects the string. It makes it vibrate, and you can get these kind of long drones out of it. It's amazing. I'll include a link on where you can get them, but they've never really gone out of fashion. They're great. So that's just an EBow recording, playing some notes that have been comped down. It's a harp, grand harp by Cinematic Instruments, on plucked mode, and I'm just going up and down a scale with some Valhalla Room on there. This is kind of bright, beautiful, large chamber, large ambience. We've just got a bit on there to give it that sort of lush shape. Lovely. And then we've got guitar. I recorded it using my Tascam DR07 Mark II. I'll put a picture up here and a link so you can find them. It's just a little handheld pocket recorder. And I just set this up in front of the guitar and played it like I normally would, but recording it into this Tascam, because the sound was totally different. You get more of the room, you get more of the... I tried to make it harder to figure out exactly what you were hearing. So I've pitched it down a third, so it originally sounded like this. Maybe you can hear it a bit better, that it's just a guitar. And there's a lot of sort of string buzz and bend and stuff. EQ'd a little bit, pushed up the high frequencies, rolled off any of the rumble, and then again Valhalla Room. So I think Valhalla Room is the only reverb I used on this, and they're all the same preset, this large ambience. So if you see a Valhalla Room, that's what it is. And then I layered it with another one. So this is even more apparent. I think that that sounds warped to me and stretched, which I have no doubt it is. And then I would have comped it down, so lost a bit of the detail there. But it sounds like I'm playing the same note an octave or two or three higher, and then I'm stretching it in Ableton to get this kind of like slightly glitchy effect. Yeah, things like these little bends there, I think they might have been done in Ableton. But there's some sort of discordant tone to it, some dissonance, which either comes from my bad playing or from the fact that the guitar I'm using was broken. It was beaten up. It was this old Fender Strat, The neck was sort of warped slightly, so the strings rarely stayed in tune, had terrible problems with action. So the strings were really far away from the fretboard, and you had to really push down to get to like hold a note, which in any other context is a disaster. But for this pack, perfect. You know, you get these sort of warped, weird, slightly out of tune notes, which I'm recording with a handheld Tascam, so that you get even less. It makes even less sense. There's one more guitar layer here. Yeah. Yep. So again, let me turn some of the effects off. Echo, Valhalla Room. I'll even turn the EQ off. Yeah, it's me really choppily, really badly tremolo picking a note on the guitar. EQing it. Room. Echo. And it hides all of the bad playing. It's a pretty cool vibe, along with the EBow as well. Harp. So let's move straight onto the drums. So again, same technique. I have a small drum kit in my flat, and I was starting to play around with microphones, and I borrowed my first Aston, one part of a drum kit, one at a time, just playing with sticks and brushes and whatever, and then finding parts that work and looping them. So we've got this hi-hat line. So that definitely sounds like I've warped it into place. Yeah. But not perfectly, you know, stuff's happening before and after the beat, rolling off some of the low-end rumble, compressing it really gently, and again, Valhalla Room. Yeah, so that's me setting up a snare and the hi-hat next to each other, putting the mic between the two, and just playing little ruffs and rolls. They have a sort of slight flammy looseness to them, which makes me think they probably were warped and stretched a little bit on maybe transient mode. Beats mode with preserved transients turned on. I wanted to get that feel of sort of a drummer kind of warming up, just doing some rolls around the kit. So that's kind of how I wanted to kick it off. It then develops a little further in this next section. Pretty cool. So, same crackle, same EBow recording carried on, and we have this harp modulation. Really beautiful. Got some auto pan, bit of compression, and rolling off some low end. So that is the same instrument set to plucked, and it has this really cool feature, this glissando feature, where if you move the mod wheel and hold down a chord, it will play it like a harpist would. So you can kind of roll up through the notes. So on the MIDI here, if I go down to envelopes and modulation wheel, you can see I've tracked in live. I've held down these two chords and tracked in almost like a harpist rolling up and down the notes. And then I just resampled that, faded it in, auto pan, bit of EQ. Beautiful, really, really lovely. And I sent that to another slightly longer reverb, which is just the stock Ableton one. We carry on with the guitar, same notes being played, lose the tremolo because it was clashing with the harp, and then we get on to the next really interesting part of this pack, which is Thundercat bass. Okay, this is Sound Shifter by Waves, and it's pitching the recording down an octave. Sound Shifter does this. Yikes. Yeah, pitching it down an octave. So this is a much longer recording, and I'm not playing this fast. I'm again, it's comped, but I can talk you through the process. I'm actually playing really slowly, and then I'm dragging the notes around and warping them so that it sounds like I'm playing, more quickly than I am. If I turn warp off, maybe we can. Yeah. So this is what I'm doing. Just slowly playing around the scale. And then what I'm doing is warping it faster. Just in complex mode. Just pulling it to be quicker, and then as we go on. So yeah, I'm stretching my playing into faster and slower moments. And together, they create this sort of little bass run. Thundervox. Really nice. So this is Thundervox by Spitfire. So that's just playing the same chords, I think, that are being modulated on the harp, but much more quickly. And then we have more drumming. Yeah, so that's just me playing sort of 16ths on the hat and opening it. I would have done a long recording with lots of takes, and then again found just a little bit that worked and looped it again and again and again. And that definitely sounds like it's been stretched slightly to be more on the grid. You can hear how the open hi-hat sounds kind of smeared, and that's definitely an Ableton algorithm. More drums. Yeah, it's the same thing as the hats. I would have just had a long recording of me doing a drum roll, chopped and repeated. And that's how we got this whole section. Everything else I think is the same. And then we have this really cool dub laser, which is just an Ableton instrument. It's just a preset for the analog synth. It sounds amazing. Just sounds like a 16-bit video game. It's just one note.